History doesn't repeat itself. It can't. History is the study of past events, particularly human events. History is looking back on what has happened to better prepare for what will happen in the future. People who do not study the past are doomed to repeat the same mistakes that people before them have made. We are the byproducts of those who came before us. The choices of those from the distant to the recent past have shaped and molded how we think, reason, and interpret life. This can be clearly seen as we study the progression of theology from the early church all the way up to the Pentecostal movement in the 20th century. Pentecostal theology has not been set in stone. Just like any other type of theology, it has matured, evolved, and changed. By studying church history, the Pentecostal can see how culture, ethnicity, gender, and world events have helped to hone and perfect our unique hermeneutic. The honest Pentecostal will also be able to identify the heresies and errors taught by pastors, theologians, and the laity in order to not repeat the same false teachings and doctrines. The story of the origin of the Pentecostal Holiness Church is not a history without sins, mistakes, church splits, alienation, racism, and sexism, and that is the point. To not only recognize the good of our heritage, but to also acknowledge the bad, while also celebrating the good. Let's look at the text, The Century of the Holy Spirit. The book is divided into 15 chapters, which can be further divided into the 6 aspects of the text. Since the book does not follow a strict chronological account of the Pentecostal Holiness Church, each section will focus on one of the 6 following aspects. 1. The origin and roots of Pentecostalism and its basic theology. 2. The spread and influence of Pentecostalism within and outside of the Protestant Church. 3. Pentecostalism and her relationship with the other denominations and the Catholic Church. 4. A study of Pentecostalism as experienced, expressed, and explored within the varying ethnicities. 5. A general survey of the many men and women leaders who came from the Pentecostal movement with an emphasis on those personalities most known in radio, television, mainstream Christian media, and academia. 6. The future of Pentecostalism and her role in the universal church. After reading and studying this book, you should be able to do the following. Recall and discuss general Pentecostal history beginning with the Azusa Street Revival of 1906. Analyze and critique the role of Pentecostalism in various spheres of influence and culture. Obtain and implement a better understanding of the unique Pentecostal hermeneutic. This book was selected by the IPHC and NHM Schools of Ministry for the following reasons. The author, Vincent Synan, is both reliable and consistent in his honest presentation of Pentecostals, where other authors have not been. He is also a reliable author and historian of the Pentecostal movement, and he himself has been alive and attended and participated in many of the events described within the text. The emphasis of history and in knowing our denominational history is essential to our Christian heritage. We will not know who we are if we are unable to see who we were, especially in the light of history and culture. In addition to the Century of the Holy Spirit workbook, you have an additional assignment. Write at least a 1-page essay in Times New Roman, double-spaced, at 12-point font on the following topic. After reading the text, identify and explain one event or doctrine that Pentecostalism appears to have made a mistake. This has been course MCP 1.04 in the Minister's License Credentialing Series. Upon watching this course, please read the assigned text, complete the workbook, and type your essay. Please print the essay and place it in the back of your workbook. The next course will be over the text, Spiritual Disciplines for the Christian Life. Blessings, and study to show yourself approved.